I never told this story before. I don't think I'm comfortable telling the story now. I'm making this video to basically talk about how I grew up as like a plus size female, and how I was bullied for my size and how I overcame everything. And basically, I'm making this video to help out any female that's ever been in my position, that is in my position, that is plus size, has been picked on, bullied, and everything else for it. So, with that being said, let's get into the video. So, where do I begin? Y'all, for starters, I've been plus size, chunky, chubby, BBW, whatever you want to call it. I've been that like my whole life for as long as I can remember. And, when I was younger, I would hear things like, oh, that's unhealthy. Like, she's a little girl. It's very bad. And my thing is like, the way I saw it, I just saw it as a thing where it's like, okay, well, I'm a kid. I like to eat. I still do. But I would always hear little things about my weight growing up. Talking about something, I could get a heart attack, heart disease, and I'm just like, okay. But we're gonna backtrack to when everything first started. So I want to say I was really first picked on for my weight when I was in 8th grade. In 8th grade, I was severely picked on at a certain degree. Like, it was to the point where, like, because for starters, I had gotten into some beef with these girls who I'm not going to mention because they're irrelevant. But I got into some beef with these girls. And we used to be cool at them. They used to be my bitches. Like, we was real cool. And then one little misunderstanding, all of a sudden, I would be called strawberry every time I wore the color pink. I would be called watermelon every time I wore the color red. It was just like always some picky, hoo hoo ha ha shit. Like, I got picked on by some bitches that probably had their own insecurities back then. But, y'all, like, 8th grade up until my junior year of high school, I was very insecure. Like, especially in high school. Because in high school, I would get, like, I would get off the bus. I would walk in school, and, like, my heart would just be beating, like, because I was scared to walk in school. I was afraid that people would stare at me or make fun of me because my stomach would, like, poke out of my clothes. Like, I was just so insecure to the point where I would trigger my own anxiety by overthinking. Like, I would walk in school, go in the bathroom, try to change my hair last minute, fix my hair, fix my outfit. I would bring, like, an extra change of clothes just so I would look cooler. Like, I had it really bad. Like, I was very self-conscious. Like, I really did not, like, fuck with myself. Like, I was really going out bad. Like, I just didn't think that I was pretty. And then it got so bad to the point where, like, I tried to do things that I wouldn't usually do. Like, I would hang out with, like, different crowds outside my comfort zone. I would talk different. I would act different when I was in school. And it got to the point where the person I was at home was a completely different person when I was at school. And I'm pretty sure everybody's like that, but the way it was for me, it was like he at home I was confident as ever. But as soon as I get off that school bus and walk into school, it was like I was a very insecure female. And it sucked. Like, it really sucked for me to always feel like people are watching me, laughing at me and just making fun of me. Like, my heart would be like, I would feel like I had to look over my shoulder every 5 seconds. Like, it was really bad. Like, I would just remember like walking down the hall and I would just shake, or I would like double trip because I keep looking back, and it was really, really bad. Like, I suffered through this from my freshman year all the way to my junior year. It was really bad. Um, it was, I lost myself. Like, to the point where, like, I wouldn't even eat at school. Like, I would starve myself throughout the day. Like, I wouldn't eat breakfast. I wouldn't eat at school. I would barely eat at home. Like, I wouldn't eat because I would always lie and be like, oh, well, I'm allergic to this, I'm allergic to that. When I had no type of allergies. Like, I was very insecure about myself. And it was always people from like the outside looking in that never understood it. They're like, oh, Bria, you're so pretty. Like, you're beautiful. I don't see why you're insecure. I've always would look at them like, because like you're the person outside looking in. You're not actually like living through it, like experiencing what I experienced from people. So it was really hard. It got to a point where I isolated myself from a lot of people, from my friends. I rejected people who wanted to even fuck with me or like date me in that type of sense, because I felt like, why would you want to date somebody who was built like me? It was just bad. Like, I had no confidence in myself. Like, it was really a type of thing where I let people's words get to me. Like, I will admit, I had no backbone. I was not the person who would be like, oh, I don't care what they think, I could really care less, yada yada shmata. I was not that type of person. I was the type of person where it's like, if you judge me, I'm going to overthink it, I'm going to take it into consideration, I'm going to just sit there and be like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like, I was that type of person. Like, you could tell me, oh, your pants look too tight, why your stomach poking out too much? And legit, the next 5 minutes later, I would be in the bathroom, looking at my stomach, saying how much I hated it, and everything. And it was bad. Like, it got more severe. It really did. And it was really tough for me. I would have to say, though, my toughest year, I have to say my toughest years was my sophomore and junior year, because sophomore and junior year combined, it was really tough for me, because that's when I think I was my biggest. Because for some reason in high school, my weight went up and down. Like, I would either like get smaller or I would get more bloated. For some reason in my sophomore and junior years, I was bloated for those 2 years. I was bloated. And that's when I got picked on the most. Like, even by my own family, like, no cap, because people would be like, oh, you're pregnant, oh, she got water weight, oh, your sugar must be up. And I'm just like, what? But it was really tough for me because, for one, I felt like I was wearing the same stuff every day. I felt like I ate too much. I'm not even on cap. I ate a lot those 2 years. Because I was always hungry. And when I started getting picked on again, I always felt like, well, damn, like, am I really eating too much? Am I really doing this? Like, people say, like, oh, you eat too much. Why you gain so much weight? And I always thought, like, am I really eating that much food? Like, am I really ODing? Like, am I really doing that much? But, it was just my self-conscious. Like, I wasn't confident at all. I was very insecure. I would have to say, yeah, I was very insecure. I even got very suicidal to a point because it was like I had friends, but it's like I felt like my friends only fucked with me because they felt bad for me the way I was being treated. And it was like, I don't need, it was like my thing was, even though I was insecure, I didn't want nobody's sympathy for what I was going through because I was going through it. I was the one living through it, and nobody could really talk me into like thinking that they know what it feels like. Because back then I understood that other people being bullied for like stuff, maybe something similar, but I feel like everybody, when it comes to like being bullied, is like a different experience. And then I was just on some different type of shit. Like, yeah, I'm being bullied, but don't fuck with me if you just doing it for sympathy. Excuse me. And I just wasn't for it. I was like, legit, I wasn't for it. Like, I was second guess all my relationships, even my friendships. Like, I was not going for it. Like, legit, I would come home from school and I would bawl my eyes out over the simple fact that I feel like everybody was talking about me. Like, every corner I turned, somebody was looking at me funny and talking about me. Everywhere I looked, I feel like it was always something. Like, my anxiety and I was always paranoid. That's what I'm looking for. Like, I was paranoid. I felt like every time I turned around, it was something. Because I was so used to turning around a corner, people looking at me in disgust or like talking about me. I developed this paranoia where it's like everywhere you turn, people are gonna talk about you. People are gonna say things about you. And I was just on this type of BS. Like, it really fucked up my head. And I became extremely suicidal. Like, I kid you not. Like, it was to the point where, like, I wasn't, like, slitting my wrist or no stuff like that. But it was, like, I looked up how to do homemade, like, plastic surgery. And I was ready to legit take a knife and I just wanted to cut all this and all of this off of myself. No matter how bad I would mess my body up. Like, that's how bad it got. It was very bad for me. It was very bad for me. And I'm not even gonna lie, it took me a while to get over all my insecurities and everything. And I never talk about it because it's like I don't like sound like a broken record. I don't want people to hear my story and then for it to be like, oh, she's capping, she's doing it for clout. No, it's not for clout. It's just something that I grew up on. Because me being bullied was probably the main traumatizing thing that went on in my life for years. Nobody can ever sit and tell me that, oh, bullied is capping, bullied is this, bullying is that. It's just something that I've experienced, and it's something that made me and grew me, and it's something that I experienced. And am I over it? Yes, because I found the confidence that I believe I deserve. I found like the happiness I deserve. I'm not saying that I'm not 100% like over my insecurities, because everybody has them. I don't care how happy you are, everybody has their insecurities. But I just feel like one day you just have to sit down and tell yourself that the way you are is the way you are, and you cannot change it. You cannot hate yourself for it, because you were built and created the way you are for a reason. And you just gotta you just gotta break free from the brick wall you built, and just stop all the harmful acts, self-doubt, and just love yourself for who you are. And I promise you, you will be like the happiest thing walking. You will be extremely happy, and nobody can ever take that away from you once you find your pure happiness. So this is a message to all of my plus size girls. Whether you get picked on, you don't love yourself, suicidal, insecure, all you have to do is just understand and come to terms with the fact that who you are is who you are. Nobody can change who you are, and nobody can take the love you have from yourself away from you. Basically, the way I see it is that you're beautiful no matter what shape or size you are, no matter how big you are. You could be 500 pounds, you could be the most beautiful thing walking. You could be 350 and still be the most beautiful thing walking. Your weight does not define you as a person. The definition of who you are is in your hard work, your dedication, and your definition can even be in your curves. And you just have to really sit in front of the mirror and look at yourself and your body and just fall into place and one with yourself. Because when you do that, you'll fully understand how beautiful you are. And then you'll come to the fact that nobody can tell you nothing, because you know who you are. They're not the ones living inside your beautiful plus size body. You are. No matter how many stretch marks, cellulite, scars, red marks, bruises, no matter what you got, no matter what you've been through, understand that you were created and placed on this earth for a reason. You have a purpose. Everybody has a purpose. So what? Just because you're a plus size girl. I'm a plus size girl. I'm not over here moping about it. I'm not over here crying about it anymore. I'm not over here suicidal about it anymore. I'm over here trying to live my best life, trying to take a dark situation and make something beautiful out of it. And that's all you can really do. I'm not saying you have to completely get over your insecurities, because I'm not completely over mine. What I'm saying is, don't let other people tell you what you should be. Don't let other people pick on you, because for what you are and what you look like and who you were created to be. You're beautiful inside and out. Your curves define you inside and out. You are a strong, beautiful BBW. You will overcome anything you're going through. So to all my plus size beautiful women, short, tall, medium, no matter what size, 200s, 300s, 400s, hell, even 500s, you are beautiful, you are loved, you are wanted, and please know your worth. Do not destroy yourself, because you don't know who you are from the inside. Fall in love with yourself from the inside first, and then everything shall follow. Everything should be okay. Just like you breathe, love your body with ease. And everything, I promise, everything will fall into place. It may not fall into place right away, but I promise you, once you gain that self-love in your heart, it'll be the most strongest thing you can rely on. But that is it on my being an 18-year-old and plus sized and growing up being bullied for my size. And hopefully my story inspires any plus size BBW female out there in the world. Hopefully this touches everybody's heart, and hopefully this will motivate you to love yourself more than you did the day before you saw this video. But I hope everybody enjoys their day, night, afternoon, whatever time of day you're watching this, and I will be back with more videos.